You know something that messes with men a lot mentally, but it rarely ever gets named or talked about out loud? Because, we are in this series where men never say out loud. Relationships, and specifically relationship misunderstandings and broken expectations. Men in relationships hardly ever get talked about out loud from men because a lot of men are looked at as emotionally unavailable, and that puts us in a place where we feel like that we're weak, and then we are brought back to that place of feeling misunderstood, and we're not emotionally unavailable. Man, you're not emotionally unavailable. We're emotionally misinterpreted. That's what I like to think. We're trying day in, day out. We're trying. um we're showing up the way that we know how. I think I can speak for most men and say that we are bringing to the plate what we believe is supposed to be on the plate. But somehow it's never enough, or it's never being done, accepted, or received the right way. Hardly ever. I don't like to use the word never, but I would like to say more often than not, it's just not coming off the right way. And over time, that does something to us men mentally. It does something to our mental health, especially when we feel like no matter what we do, we're still being told that we're failing. We're still being told that there's more that needs to be done. We're still being told that we're not meeting the mark. And me, and I want y'all to let me know in the comment section too. Like, have y'all ever felt like I can't do anything right? With your significant other, she doesn't see my effort. I'm always the problem, or I don't even know what's even expected of me anymore. I don't even know how I'm supposed to meet the mark. I don't know what to do. Well, this conversation is for y'all. This is for us, men. And here's the part that nobody talks about. This is the part. Men are expected to just know what's needed emotionally. We're supposed to know. It's a very unseen pressure, especially in relationships, which is the key thing that we're talking about. We're just expected to know. And ladies, we hear you say this a lot, especially, I've heard this a lot in 2025, that men are not mind readers, but yet we somehow feel like there is an expectation for us to read your mind, to understand what it is that you're feeling in the moment that you're feeling it, and to meet that expectation of what you need emotionally. We're expected to just know what's needed to meet that emotional need. But nobody ever taught us that language. Nobody ever taught us that. Nobody taught us how to communicate deeply. We're expected to do these things, but we don't exactly know how to communicate deeply. We don't know how to be emotionally expressive. We don't know how to just be strong, but also be soft enough to handle y'all all the time. We don't even always, this is something that's very expected of us, but we don't always know how to do this either. We don't know how to lead, but also listen. We don't know how to do that. That's kind of difficult. That's a hard concept to master. To lead, but also listen as you're leading. Provide and still be present. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that it's food on the table, clothes on our backs, a roof over our head, but also be present for the moments. Be present to give the love and the care. You know what I'm saying? Protect, but not control. And that's a really tough one for us men because we don't intend to be controlling, but we feel like that a sense of control means we need to be holding on to the steering wheel primarily with both hands, and nobody should really have the wheel. we don't even always mean for it to come off that way, but that's a lot of times how it does. And if we mess up in the process, it's you're not learning or you're not hearing me. You're not listening to me. You don't care. Oh man. And Lord knows I'm just speaking for myself. I hate to be told how I feel. I don't like it at all. I really, really do not like to be told how I feel. And men, if you can get with me, please don't tell me how I feel. Now, I will say, just as a sidebar, that I have learned how to, I believe, effectively communicate. I'm still sharpening my skills. I'm still getting a little bit better, but I'm very expressive as a man. I know how to speak up for myself and not come off this way and be received by my spouse, and not just by my spouse, but other men and women. I know how to express those different things. I know how. But some of these things that I'm addressing as men that we feel has caused us to disconnect. And then it brings us to that mental exhaustion, similar to what I talked about in my previous video. Because as a man literally we could be trying our hardest and still feel invisible. Like we could feel like nobody is seeing our efforts. Nobody is really, like, you need a trained eye to really see like what it is that we're doing and put yourself in our headspace. That's a lot of times how it feels. We literally feel invisible. What we're doing, the way that we're thinking, the way that we're aligning our steps, nobody is paying attention to that. Especially black men. And I'm saying especially black men because we were raised to survive and not emotionally narrate. We've never been in that place as black men. I think most black men can attest to that. And so one of the biggest relationship killers, I believe, for men is those unspoken expectations, right? Like these are expectations that are had for men, but they are never spoken about, ever spoken about. And we get punished for the rules that we were never told about, never broken down, never elaborated on, never like, do you get this? Okay, what do you not understand? Okay, let me try and explain it this way. Okay, let me deal with it here. Let me deal with it here, there, a little. And when those expectations aren't communicated like clearly, and a lot of times early on, we shut down as men. We really do. We get defensive. We stop trying emotionally, especially when we feel like that we've tried and the efforts aren't being noticed. Like we come out of that, and then we internalize that failure, because failure for us means it ain't no coming back a lot of times. That's how it feels, at least. I'm not gonna say that's what it is, but that is very much how it feels. And because how do you win a game where the rules are just constantly changing, or that it's always like another standard that's being added up upon what the initial standard was? It's like once you finally met that guideline, it's like the bar is being raised higher now, and it's being raised higher and higher and higher. It's never like, okay, you did it, you're good. It's never that. It's never, okay, I met the mark, that's accomplished, I'm good. That's never a thing. A lot of men aren't just cold. We aren't just horrible and just, attitude is like it's whatever, or it's our way or the highway. Like most men, I would like to believe, aren't really like that. I'm speaking as a man myself because I know I'm not like that. We just be confused. We're very confused at this game of life that we're playing as men. Very confused. And that confusion over time just really will turn into like real silence. Like white noise in an empty room. And let me say this clearly. Men, we don't withdraw because we don't care. That's not something we do. How many times do you hear men in situations and doing things that they don't have to do, or doing for a woman that they may not feel like that they're getting the full respect from, or going the longest mile? We're not withdrawing because we don't care. That's the furthest thing from the truth. We're actually withdrawn because we're just tired of being wrong. We're tired of being treated wrong. We're tired of being talked at wrong. We're tired of being unacknowledged of our efforts. And I'm gonna point it out, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking to the men and women. I'm not trying to bash on you, but the tone, the timing, the response, the emotion, it's like it's just wrong. It's the wrong tone. It's the wrong time. It's the wrong response. It's the wrong emotion. We're tired of that. We're tired of that. Especially like, it's like, dude, and a lot of times like we can pull these darts from men, and it's like, if everything I say is wrong, I'm just not gonna say anything. That's where we get to. It's like, if everything I'm gonna say is wrong, or if everything I'm saying is just not gonna be received, then I'm just not gonna say anything at all. Because why would I? Nothing that I'm saying is meeting the mark. Nothing that I'm doing, I'm gonna do less, because nothing that I'm doing is meeting the mark. It's being actually more of an expectation. It's been added on to what I've already felt like that I've done. And that silence, man, it's not peace. It's not. It's not. And to all of the women that may have dealt with a man, may be dealing with a man, or probably will deal with a man in the future, that has been in that place where it's like, I'm gonna do or speak less. I'm not gonna share what I think. I'm just kind of gonna go cold. We're not creating a realm of peace for ourselves. That is not a peaceful place that we're in. It's self-protection. It's us self-preserving ourselves. And mentally, that what that creates to me is emotional numbness, anxiety, depression, loss of confidence, fear of vulnerability, all of these different things. Like, I can go on, the list can go on. And I need to say to the men, that's not weakness though. Like, please don't confuse any of the things I just named, that emotional numbness, anxiety, depression, loss of confidence, fear of vulnerability, whatever. None of that is weakness, y'all. It's not weakness. What it is us being wounded and just trying our hardest not to break. Like, if you could picture the strongest structure bending at the point where you start to see that lightness coming in because it's being bent so tough that you could see where it's about to tear. That's us as men. So strong, trying to be so macho, trying to have it and keep it, hold it all together. But we wounded and we're just trying our hardest not to break, trying not to get to that point that we break. And that misunderstanding, man, it just piles up. It like, we start thinking of ourselves like, am I enough? And man, I'm gonna speak about it because we feel this way and we don't acknowledge it. And people need to know that we do have those thoughts. We do have those feelings like, man, am I enough? Like, am I enough of a man? Like, am I enough of a person? Like, do I need to still be here? Can I even get this right? Do I have a capacity to get this right? I've been trying at this for years and I'm just not meeting it. Like, is it something wrong with me? Men, how many of us have asked ourselves that? And ladies, you may not know that we're questioning ourselves in this way, but I promise you, any real man has been to this place. Am I enough? We felt that. We've thought that. May not have said it out loud. It's what men never say out loud. We wonder, can I even get this right? Like, is it even possible for me to get this right? Is it, man, it's got to be something wrong with me. Like, I probably need to get like some real, I need to get some psychiatric help or something at this point, because it's got to be something wrong with me. And just speaking again to the black men, like, there's already, and I don't even want to, I'm going to take that back to all men, really. Black men especially. There's already enough pressure from this world. It's already enough. It's already enough. So when like home doesn't feel like a safe space emotionally, we gonna carry that weight silently. Cause like out in the world, I already have to just eat that up and take that and don't say nothing about that. You know, it is what it is. It's like when I get home, it can't feel like that too. That silence is dangerous, man. Because it's untreated. Like it's untreated. What's the best way to explain? It's untreated emotional stress, and it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't disappear. It's like always there, and it's gonna leak into like those different forms of anger that you may see from men, from us men, the distance that we create, addictions, that workaholic mentality, always at work, don't want to go home, emotional shutdown. This is how good men kind of slowly lose themselves. And I know that because that has been me at some point in my life. And I'm 26, so I'm going to just say in these last 6 years, I know I've seen it a few times, that anger pop up, distance being created in different relationships that I have, different habits being formed, being a workaholic, emotionally shutting down. Like it is real. It's very, very real. But healing doesn't mean that we suddenly become perfect communicators either. If I could help some of the men that may see this video, if I could just get one man in the comment section to just hear me when I say this, like what the healing that we're looking for, what it looks like is those honest conversations, sitting down and what's happening right now, where we are uncovering what we actually feel, what we actually think, and dealing with it, and being able to have the hard conversations, like the honest conversations, having the clear expectations from those around us, our family, you know what I'm saying, our spouses, significant others, people that we care about, things that we care about, knowing what those expectations are clearly, having that grace while we're learning, while we're going through the period of being a sponge, you know, learning the game and understanding and being able to mess up. That's part of that grace. Mutual understanding from those people around us that we are learning. We're students to this. And a sense of emotional safety too. Because we don't need to be fixed as men. We don't necessarily need to be fixed. We just need to be understood. Understanding goes a long way. It goes further than just getting a fix. Because if you fix, you can be broken. But if you're understood, we know how to deal with you when you get to those places. Men, people will know how to deal with us when we go into those caves. Right? And men, we got to learn how to express ourselves before we shut down. Like before we get to that place, we have to get somewhere mentally where we can say, all right, this is becoming too much. Listen to me. I need to be heard right now. I need you to just listen. I need to be able to speak and land my plane and not be cut off, not have anybody have an opinion about what I'm saying. I just want to be listened to and heard right now. We have to find that place before we shut down. We got to name the confusion instead of masking it. Because we know we do a good job at acting, man. We some paid actors, some unpaid actors. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. We really are. And we got to learn how, actually, we got to unlearn this. We got to unlearn silence as a strength. We can't make that a strength of ours, being silent. We got to be vocal. We got to speak up and deal with how we feel when we speak up. That's growth, right? That's maturity. That's real healing. So if you're a man that's watching this and you've ever felt misunderstood, you currently feel misunderstood, I want you to know that you're not broken. I want you to know that you don't need fixing and all this other different stuff. You do need healing, but know that you're human. You are a mere man. And that's okay to be human. It's okay. And I need you to understand, men, that your mental health, it matters, man. That's why I've been taking this month to talk about these things, because our mental health, it really does matter just as much as your ability to provide, protect, and do all the other different performances that you had to do as a man. That matters Actually, your mental health is kind of trumping those other things, because if you're not mentally stable, you can't provide, you can't protect. You can't be at your top level of performance. You can't. So we're breaking the cycles right here, y'all. Men, we're breaking them. We're learning a new language, and we are learning to speak out loud. The things that we never talk about, we're getting that healing out loud right here, right now. This is our mental health month. I don't want this to just be something that's done for 2025. I want us to carry this into next year and look back and see what we've gained when we revisit these conversations again. I know the channel changed. It's JvrseXperience now, but this is the reality of Jvrse, man. This is where our reality comes face to face with ourselves. We deal with these things, and this conversation does not end here, man. It doesn't. If you enjoyed this video, man, I need you to smash that like button. Please share this video with one man that you love and that you appreciate, that you're connected to. Men, share this with other men. We got to hear this. We need these tools so we can be at our best. And let's have these conversations. It ain't got to be on the record. Let's talk, man. I got a Discord server. It's in the description, man. My website link is down there. Come on, get connected. I need y'all to get connected with me, man. Let's have those hard conversations. Let's talk. Let's grow together. I love you guys, man. Thank y'all for continuing to come to the page. And I will catch y'all in the next video, man. It's your boy Jvrse, and I'm out. Peace and love, y'all.